The all-new 2024 Ford Ranger is finally here, better than ever and ready to compete with key rivals such as the Tacoma and Colorado. And even though some would say this is just an evolutionary redesign, there are some pretty impressive changes and improvements. In fact, they're so impressive that we have found 7 reasons why the 2024 Ford Ranger has the other mid-sized players crapping in their pants. Get ready because they're coming right now. Number 7. Raptor. Since the day it was brought back to the US market, Ford's midsize pickup has been lacking a proper off-road version that would compete with the Colorado ZR, Tacoma TRD Pro, and similar models. Well, that's over because the much-anticipated Ranger Raptor has finally made it to this part of the world after so many years of waiting. And it has so many aces up its pocket that we have no doubt it'll be one of the best off-roaders around. Compared to the standard Ranger, this model stands out with its unique styling bits, and more importantly, there's a full load of mechanical upgrades, starting from the significantly upgraded off-road suspension, which includes 2.5-inch Fox internal bypass shocks and brings notably increased ground clearance. Among numerous off-road features, we should also mention 33-inch BF Goodrich KO3 all-terrain tires and a wider track for improved stability. Of course, locking front and rear differentials are also part of the standard equipment. But since that's something you can find in rival models too, you probably wonder what's so special about the Raptor. Well, what rivals don't have is such a powerful turbo V6 engine. The Raptor comes with a 3-liter twin-turbo unit, pretty much the same one you can find under the hood of the Bronco Raptor, with just a minor power decrease. The max output is rated at 405 horsepower, which is plenty enough to easily win the title of most powerful model in its class. The max torque is also quite respectable, rated at 430 pound-feet. For comparison, the Colorado ZR2 comes with a 2.7-liter Turbo 4 that's rated at 310 horsepower and 430 pound-feet of torque. Number 6. Capable powertrain lineup. As we've just mentioned, the new Raptor will feature the most powerful engine in the class, but this won't be the only variant of Ranger that stands out in terms of power. Just like the previous generation model, the new one will also come standard with a 2.3-liter Turbo 4, which puts out 270 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. Other than the new GMC Canyon, there's no midsize pickup with such a capable base engine. For example, the new Tacoma is good for 228 horsepower and 243 pound-feet of torque, while the base Colorado is rated at 237 horsepower. Even the V6-powered Gladiator doesn't offer such good driving dynamics because, despite more power, it lags behind in terms of torque. A similar constellation is among mid-range options in the class. Once again, the Ranger bests most of its rivals with a newly introduced 2.7-liter V6, which is rated at around 315 horsepower and a quite impressive 400 pound-feet of torque. And then the Raptor stands out with 405 horsepower, 79 horses more than the second most powerful midsize pickup on the market, the Tacoma Hybrid. Also worth mentioning is that the Ranger is the only midsize pickup with a 10-speed automatic transmission. The Tacoma, Colorado, and Gladiator all feature fewer gears, and that should reflect in fuel economy and overall performance. Number 5. Chassis upgrades. The new generation of Ford's midsize pickup may ride on the same T6 platform as the model it replaces, but that doesn't mean that the company didn't make some pretty big changes. Namely, Ford's Australian department, which was once again in charge of the development of the Ranger, has brought some quite notable reinforcements, especially in terms of the fully boxed frame, which is now even more rigid than before. Moreover, Ford engineers also made some notable modifications to the suspension setup, so even though the new generation still uses leaf springs on the rear end, there's a new setup that includes rear shocks that are now mounted outside the frame rails. It's also worth mentioning that the new generation features a 2-inch wider track, which should ensure better stability and on-road ride quality. Moreover, this change also provided additional space in the cargo bed, so now you have 4 feet between the wheel wells. What's also worth mentioning is that the wheelbase is now longer. At the same time, the overhangs are shorter, and that, in combination with increased ground clearance, increases approach and departure angles, as well as the overall off-road potential of the truck. Number 4. Towing capacity. Considering that the new generation rides on the same platform as the model it replaces, it's no surprise that some of the key figures have remained the same or are very similar, particularly in terms of towing and payload capacity. But that's not necessarily bad because the Ranger was already among the class leaders in this aspect. So the new model will continue with a max towing capacity of 7,500 pounds, which is some of the highest results in the class, only behind the Colorado and Gladiator by no more but a few hundred pounds. On the other hand, the Ranger will continue to dominate when it comes to payload capacity. The new generation will be good for up to 1,810 pounds, which is still notably higher compared to the Colorado and Tacoma, which can haul around 1,700 pounds. As for the new Ranger Raptor, the max towing capacity is rated at 5,510 pounds, which is also a pretty decent result, considering the off-road suspension. The same can be said with the max payload capacity, which goes around 1,411 pounds. Number 3. Attractive interior design. The outgoing generation has been in production for more than a decade, so it's no surprise that the new cabin design brings such a big leap. But it also looks impressive when compared to other models in the class, even though they have also improved in this aspect. The new cabin looks very attractive with modern design solutions on the dashboard that looks super nice in combination with the latest tech features, especially those massive screens. But it's also easy to notice a massive improvement when it comes to the selection of materials, attention to detail, and similar things. Besides quality, the new cabin also offers a high level of comfort and practicality. The crew cab layout is the only one on offer, with the ability to accommodate 5 adults easily. Also, the massive console bin and door pockets are way more spacious than before, while the rear seats can fold forward and create a flat storage area and also offer additional storage bins under the seat cushion. As for the cargo bed, it's wider than before, as we've already mentioned, while the tailgate can serve as a workbench with an integrated ruler and pockets. Furthermore, there's a box side step behind the rear wheels, and you can also get optional bed and zone lighting. Number 2. Tech and safety features. One of the Ranger's biggest advantages over most competitors will be a full load of the latest tech features. For example, a massive 10.1-inch infotainment screen is standard, while you can also opt for an even bigger 12-inch unit. Both are equipped with the latest version of Sync software and both come with smartphone integration, while you can also go for goodies like navigation, off-road data, surround view camera, and more. What's also to like is that despite the massive screen size, this infotainment still keeps a good portion of physical buttons, making it even more intuitive. Also worth mentioning is that all variants come with a digital instrument cluster, 8 or 12.4 inch, depending on the trim level. When it comes to safety features, you may count on standard automatic emergency braking, pedestrian detection, and lane keep assistance, while you can also get upgrades like blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, adaptive cruise control, park assistance, and many more. Also, you can get all kinds of off-road aids, such as terrain management system drive modes, trail control, off-road ultra-low speed cruise control, and a multi-view exterior camera system. Number 1. Long list of standard equipment. As for the trim level organization, the next generation Ranger will keep things simple with 4 trims in total: XL, XLT, Lariat, and the new Raptor. What's more important is that even the most basic XL trim will now come with a pretty long list of standard equipment. For example, it'll come standard with aluminum wheels, while nice cloth upholstery will be standard too. As for the tech features, we already mentioned the standard 10.1-inch infotainment screen and an 8-inch instrument cluster, but you may also count on a Wi-Fi hotspot, cruise control, power locking tailgate, and many more. The XLT trim will bring a couple of notable upgrades, starting from a digital rear view camera, in-bed and in-cabin household style power outlet, wireless charging, Sirius XM radio, upgraded wheels, and more. The Lariat will once again be the most convenience-oriented version of the truck, with leather upholstery, power-adjustable and heated front seats, an upgraded audio system, a 12-inch infotainment system, a 12-inch digital instrument cluster, power-sliding rear window, bigger 18-inch wheels, and many more. As for the Raptor, massive off-road upgrades won't be the only things you get. This version will also come standard with exclusive interior trim, navigation, a premium 12-speaker audio system, and many more. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.